Hello friends, welcome to Snowflake session. In today's session, we are going to learn about roles and how to implement the role-based access in Snowflake. To learn this, we need to understand what is role. Roles are the entity that can grant and revoke the privileges on the existing objects. These roles we can assign to the users so that users can do some action on the existing object based on the privilege granted to them. Roles can be assigned to other users. Also, we can assign to other roles to create role hierarchy. The right hand side diagram shows existing system defined roles. Also, some custom roles we created. Those custom roles are colored in green. System roles are colored in blue color. Here we have a account admin role. Under account admin, we have a security admin and a system admin. And security admin below there is a user admin, and then all the users by default have the public role assigned to them. Okay. Now in this lesson we are going to learn about existing system defined roles, also how we can create our own custom role, how we can assign the privileges to the roles. Let us move on to next slide. This slide shows what is account admin. Account admin is the most powerful role in the system. It encapsulates the system defined role, system admin and security admin. The one who has the account admin, they can manage and view the account level object, and they can go and configure the account level information and manage and view the Snowflake billing and credit data. Also stop any queries if they wanted. Next one, the security admin. Security admin role as the powerful manage grants privilege. It can alter any grant on the entire system, including granting account admin role to any user. It means it clearly says that security admin is the most powerful grant privilege it has. Next one, user admin. User admin role used to create and manage the user and roles. Next one, the system admin. System admin role is for creating and managing the databases, schema and database objects. Also, all the custom roles should be assigned to system admin role. With this, let us stop the theoretical part. Let us move on to practical session. I have opened a Snowflake with account admin privilege. If you wanted to set up the role based access, first we need to create a role. Learning purpose, I am going to create finance role and sales role. First let us see what are all the database and tables have. Sales database. Under sales database I have raw schema and stage schema. I have one more database called finance. For this demo we are going to use these two databases, finance and sales. Go to data sheet. First I will create a finance role. Create or replace role and the role name. That is a syntax to create the role. I am going to create a role named role underscore finance underscore DA. DA means data analyst. Data analyst can see only the granted schema and the table for the data analysis purpose. I executed this role created successfully. Now once role created successfully, we need to give a permission this particular role, what is the warehouse they are going to use it. Already I have a data warehouse called dev underscore wh underscore da. That data warehouse I am assigning to the finance data analyst user. I assign this warehouse also, and then I am going to create a new user. Create or replace user, username, user underscore finance data is the username, and password equal to abc123. Must change password equal to true mean when this particular user login first time, system will ask to change the password. I am creating a new user. User created successfully. Once user created successfully, we need to assign a role to the user. For now, roles and users are not connected. We are going to assign a role to the user. Already we have a role called role underscore finance underscore data. Already we have a user. I'm granting this role to the user. Role and user connectivity done. Once it is done, we are going to assign a database and the schema to the user. Before that, what we will do, we will try what are all the privileges this particular user got it. So I'll copy this URL, open in different window in incognito mode. It is asking user ID password. We are going to use the user finance underscore DA and the password ABC123 is the default password. We gave must change. So it is asking password change. I'm giving a new password. It is logging in with the given user ID and password. By default, as I explained earlier, by default all the user will have the public role. Also for this particular user, we assign a new role called role underscore finance underscore DA. I have selected the new role we given to this user. When I look at this schema area, nothing is granted for now for this particular. These are all the default one. Nothing is granted. We will go in the account admin window. From there, we will give some privilege to database and schema. First, I will give only the database access. This user, I am granting the usage privilege to the role finance DA for the database DevDB finance. We gave privilege to access the database. Let us go and look at this other window. Let me do refresh now. He has access to DevDB finance, but under that there is no schema or table granted. Again, we will go back to the admin window. Here, we will grant the user to access the schema. This time, we are giving the schema access to the finance DA role. Syntax executed. In coming back to the finance user, let me do refresh. This particular user able to see database as well as the schema. But inside of it, for now, he is not able to see any of the tables. Let us go back and grant some more privileges to the user. I am granting select all table inside of the database DB finance to the finance role. Now let us go back and refresh the schema. Now we can able to see the tables. This is the only table we have finance schema. Let us go back and see if there are any data available in the finance or not. No data available for now. I am coming back to the finance user. Here also there is no data. Let me come out from the finance user. I will go back and create one more user. Same way, I am going to create another user. Let me remove all this. I am going to create one more user for sales. Same way, I am creating roles. Once roles created, I am assigning warehouse to the role. I am creating new user, username sales underscore DA, and then I am assigning this role to the user. Role assign, and then I am assigning databases and schema. This time I am assigning, this is the sales user, right? Sales user and sales role. So I am assigning sales database to this role. Sales database assigned. Also I am assigning schema to the role, and I am assigning table select privilege to the role. Everything is done. Now let us try to log in with the sales user. As I said, by default public role will be there. We will go and select a new role. Already we granted database privileges, so this sales user able to see database and schema and the tables. This particular user able to see the data because already data available in the table. Okay, this is how we need to create a user. The sales user can see only the sales schema, not the finance schema. Finance user can see only the finance schema, not a sales schema. Next step is we are going to create another user is a head of data analytics team, so he can able to see both the schema because he is a head of department. Role head of data analytics. Warehouse assigned, creating the user. Same step we need to follow. Assigning role and the user. This time I am not going to assign any database or schema to this data analytics head. Instead, I am going to assign existing role to this role. Existing role is a sales role we have already. We have a finance role. Those two roles I am assigning to head of analytics role. I assigned the sales role already. Now I am assigning finance role to the head. First we created data analyst sales, data analyst finance. Now we created another custom role called head of data analyst, and we assigned these two roles to this head. And then this head again, as per the rule, any custom role has to attach to system admin. So next step, I am attaching this head of data analyst to system admin. Everything is done. Let us try to log in. Selecting the role head of data analyst. When I choose the role as a head of data analyst, I am able to see the finance and the sales database. Under that, I am able to see the schema, also the tables. Similarly, in sales database also. If you go and select the user again, you can see other roles also. Other roles mean this role below this head of data analyst. Below that, we have the finance data and the sales data analyst. Both the roles are attached to this head of data analyst. This particular role again you assign to system admin. If you log in as a system admin, you can see all these roles. This is how the hierarchy is built inside of the Snowflake when we attach the role to some other role. I am going back to the account admin screen. There you can go and see where the roles and users are created. Under the admin section, you can go and see the existing roles you created already. These are all the new user and roles we created already. Okay, if you open this, you can see what are all the privileges you gave. Everything you can see here. With this, let us conclude the session. We will meet in another session. Thank you.